You might think that you only need a park ticket and a good pair of sneakers to have a great day at Six Flags Great Adventure. But today, we are talking about the 6 things that you don't have on your list. And trust me, you do not want to leave home without them. Hey everyone, this is Dan with Great Adventure Guide, and today we are talking about some of those essential things that you do not want to leave home without the next time that you plan to go to Six Flags Great Adventure. Now, I realize that everybody's checklist is going to look different because not everybody's group is the same. I mean, if you're a couple of parents that are going with a group of toddlers, that's going to look a lot different than a couple of adults that are trying to go on Kingda Ka as many times as they can in one day. But these are 6 things that really across the board are essential that you don't want to leave home without. And hopefully you don't make the same mistakes that I have in the past, and you can save yourself a whole lot of money, a whole lot of time, and a whole lot of frustration. The first thing on my list is actually the newest thing on my list, and hopefully will be something I can take off of my list very soon. But in the year 2020, this is essential, and that is you need to bring extra masks with you. Now, everybody knows that when you go to Six Flags Great Adventure, you need to wear a mask the whole time. From the time that you enter the park to walking around, when you're in line for a ride, when you're actually on an attraction, whether that be a kiddie ride or a major roller coaster, whenever you are in the park, you need to wear a mask over your nose and mouth. However, the one exception here is that if you're eating food while seated at a table, or if you're in a mask-free zone, when you're socially distanced over in those areas, then you may take off your mask. But otherwise, you need one. And in the heat and the sun, things can get really gross with masks. So it's nice to have an extra one to just change out and start fresh throughout the day. But the other thing is that there might be a moment on a ride where the wind just hits your mask the wrong way, and if it's too loose, or maybe you were readjusting it, or you took it off your one ear, next thing you know, the mask goes flying and you're stuck. You do not want to have to dish out that extra bucks to get a mask while you're at the park. I mean, they do have some great masks there. There's some really fun ones with different superheroes from DC Comics and different Six Flags types things, but save your money and pack extra masks with you so that anytime you need a new one, you're ready to go. And might I add that it might not hurt to keep those masks in a plastic baggie, and as a matter of fact, having an extra baggie with you is a great thing. When you sit down for eating food, it's nice to be able to take off your mask and put it into a plastic baggie where you know it's not getting dirty and other things on it, and yeah, that's also a great extra little thing to add into it. Let me know if you've had any really great or any not so great experiences when it comes to wearing a mask while on the rides in the comment section below. Alright, number 2. Now this is a major one, and this is one that a lot of people just don't know about, and it's one that I often forget about and always kick myself for not remembering, and that is that you need to bring $1 bills with you if you're going to Six Flags Great Adventure. Now hear me out. If you are planning on going on major roller coasters like Kingda Ka, El Toro, the Joker, and sometimes even Nitro, that just happened to me and I was very shocked. You need to make sure that you have $1 bills ready because you are not allowed to bring any cell phones, keys, anything in your pockets. They have security guards standing at many of those major roller coasters, and they will not allow you into line if they see anything in your pockets at all. You need to put it in a locker or with someone who is not going to ride the ride. So if there's somebody with you that hates roller coasters, but they're planning on coming with you anyways, that's cool. Give all the stuff to them and they can sit and wait with it. Otherwise, you're going to need to rent a locker, and it costs $1 for every 2 hours. It's supposed to be single use, but if you're creative with it and the lines aren't long that day, feel free to rent a locker in one central location for the $1, maybe get one at El Toro, and then travel down to Kingda Ka and ride Kingda Ka and come back to El Toro to pick up your stuff after you've ridden both of them. That's cool. I just did that the other day. That's a way to be thrifty. But Six Flags, they're not giving you any free lockers. They're always looking for that money grab, and with this one, they certainly get it nonstop. So don't forget your $1 bill so you can just put the $1 in there and not have to get a bunch of change back or worry about anything else like that. And really, this is going to save you a lot of frustration in your day too, because I know it's annoying when you've already spent a lot of money on your park ticket to be able to ride the rides you want to, and then they're telling you that you need to spend an extra $1 to get on that ride. It's really annoying unless you already know it's coming for you. So just put the few extra bucks to the side. In your group, you can all share one locker usually, and so, just kind of pitch in and go from ride to ride, and I'll spend the $1 this time, I got it this time. It's really not that big of a deal if you're expecting it. So save yourself the frustration, have your $1 bills ready to go, and don't think twice about it. Just enjoy the day. All right, number 3. This is another important one all the time, but it is essential during this 2020 season. And that is, you want to bring with yourself some sort of refillable water bottle, any sort of sports bottle drink that you can fill up with water. It's gonna be super helpful for you because right now there is no options for drinking from a water fountain throughout the park. All the water fountains, any self-serve water filling stations are not able to be used. And I don't really know that you want to use them anyways, but in the state of New Jersey, you're not allowed to use them, and so they're all turned off. And this means that in order to get a drink of water, you either need to buy a water bottle, which is absolutely outrageous. I mean, they charge you like $5 for some 20-ounce bottle of water. It's ridiculous. You don't want to do that. And the other option, which is really not too bad, is just to ask for a cup of water from any of the concession stands, and they are more than willing to give that to you. But that being said, the cup of water is not that big, and chances are you're gonna get thirsty again pretty quickly, especially if you're going during the summer or a hotter day in October with the sun beating down on you on a Saturday. It doesn't matter that you're at HallowFest, it can still be hot. And so what I recommend is bringing that water bottle and then asking them to give you a large cup of water. They should be more than accommodating for that, or ask them for several cups of water so that you're able to fill up that water bottle and have it last you, so you're not stopping at a concession stand every 5, 10, 20 minutes as you go throughout the park. And especially during the middle of days when the lines get longer, around lunchtime, you do not want to have to wait in a long line in order to get a drink of water. So just bring a refillable water bottle. It does not have to be one of the official refillable mugs that Six Flags sells you, because if you're just filling it up with water, it can be any bottle. And while I'm thinking about the heat, I'll put this one in right now. Make sure that you don't forget to bring sunscreen and hats, sunglasses, anything that you need to protect yourself from the sun. Because trust me, at Six Flags Great Adventure, you're gonna be standing in the sun for a lot of the day. There are some places that are shaded, but there are a lot of places that aren't. And you might not be at the beach, but you can certainly get burnt. So rather than leaving the park early, burnt to a crisp to go bathe in some aloe, just put on the suntan lotion. And yes, if you're a hat wearer like me and you forget it at home, there are plenty of hats to buy at Six Flags, but you're gonna have to dish out a good $15 to $20+ to get one, and it might not be exactly one that you want to wear in the future, so just remember to bring it with you, and it'll definitely save you a good bit of frustration and pain in the long run. Well, we only have a couple more things on this list, but before I get to number 5, which is a great one, if you have found this video to be helpful so far, make sure that you give me a like and hit that subscription button and the notification bell so that you can get all the tips and tricks that you need to have the best trip possible the next time that you go to Six Flags Great Adventure. But without further ado, number 5, bring flip-flops. Yes, bring flip-flops. Now, I'm not telling you to wear flip-flops all day in the park. You want a good pair of sneakers because you're going to be doing a ton of walking, standing in line, maybe a little bit of running from one roller coaster to another if you're anything like me. But at some point in the day, there's going to be a good chance that you're going to want to go on a water ride. And if you want to go on a water ride like Congo Rapids, which you might get drenched on, it'll be really helpful to have flip-flops, because while there is a locker there that you can put your stuff in for that $1 like the other rides, they still make you wear shoes no matter what. You cannot just put your sneakers in the locker. You need to wear shoes in order to get on the ride. So if you have a pair of flip-flops, you can change into those flip-flops and enjoy the ride, get soaking wet, and then just switch back into your sneakers afterwards so you don't have sopping wet socks and sneakers the rest of the day. There's nothing worse than wet jeans and wet sneakers. Yeah, if you want to ride a ride like Congo Rapids, maybe bring an extra change of clothes, period, so you don't have to walk around soaking wet, but you can still cool down and enjoy the fun of the ride. That's up to you. If you don't want to change in the bathroom, you just want to walk around soaking wet, more power to you, but you want flip-flops because nobody wants to walk around in wet sneakers for the rest of the day. That brings us to the last thing on our list, and if you're like anybody else in the world, you probably don't enjoy waiting in line. So, if you remember this, you can really help yourself out and make the whole day go a lot smoother. But a lot of people don't realize that they can use this, and depending on your cell phone or your data plan, you might not be able to start to use it while you're in the park unless you remember beforehand. So make sure that before you go to the park, you download the Six Flags app. And there are a couple of reasons why you really want this app while you're in the park. One major reason for having the app is to be able to look at all of the ride wait times. Now, this is not Disney World, we're at Six Flags, and so just like everything else, the app is extremely unreliable, and those wait times are definitely rough estimates. But it does usually give you a wait time for just about every attraction in the park, especially those attractions that tend to have longer lines. So, if you look at the app first before going to that ride, it might help you with your plans. For example, maybe you want to go on the Joker. Now, usually the Joker doesn't have a very long line, maybe 15, 30 minutes max. But if you see on the app that it's saying it's a 60-minute wait, maybe you should hold off on that for right now and go check out Bizarro first and come back to the Joker later when the line goes down. That can really help you save some time. And the other thing that's even more helpful is that it will show you which attractions are closed for that day or temporarily closed right now. Maybe something went wrong and they are trying to fix some sort of mechanical issue or computer issue on a ride and they had to close the ride down. Well, it'll show up on the app. Now again, the app is not extremely reliable and it might be off. It might be a while before it says that it's temporarily closed, even though it's been closed for the past 15 minutes. And maybe the ride reopens, but it still says it's temporarily closed on the app. That kind of thing does happen all the time. But again, if you're all the way over at Wonder Woman and the next ride you wanted to ride was Kingda Ka all the way on the other side of the park, rather than walking the 30 minutes to get there, check on the app to see if Kingda Ka is temporarily closed, because that is one of the roller coasters that goes down quite a bit throughout the day. And if it says that it is, maybe wait off and go ride the Dark Knight or Batman the Ride before you get all the way over to Kingda Ka to be disappointed. The other major reason that you want to use this app is because you can use it to mobile order your food at pretty much any major food location throughout the park. Now, if it's a little concession stand that's just selling churros, it's probably not going to have mobile order. But those major areas where you can get chicken tenders and burgers and fries and that kind of stuff, those will typically use mobile ordering as well. So, why this is helpful? Well, if you've ever been to the park on a busy day, I'm looking at you, HallowFest/Fright Fest, those lines for food can get outrageous. You might have to wait a good 20, 30 minutes in line just to get some crappy chicken tenders. So save yourself all of that pain and torture and mobile order it. When you make the mobile order, it'll show you that they're preparing your food. Now again, this is Six Flags. Not everything has been working perfectly. It's supposed to tell you when your food is ready, and sometimes it doesn't. I tried mobile ordering out just to kind of figure it out. Right now, it's not that necessary during this summer because there hasn't been too many people in the park anyways, so the lines for the food haven't really gotten too outrageous. But I tried mobile ordering anyways, and it never actually showed me that my food was ready, but I was at the location, I could see that there was nobody in line, and I was just getting chicken tenders, so I knew that the food probably was ready already. So I just went up to the mobile order window, I showed them my order and told them what I got. They got the food from me right away and gave it to me. So right now, mobile ordering means that instead of waiting in line to order your food, you just go right up to the window, you show them what you ordered, and they'll give it to you. It cuts out that really long line at the beginning, so you just have to wait to actually receive your food. Save yourself all that extra time, wasted time in that line, and go spend that time waiting in line for a ride that's going to be way more satisfying than a cheeseburger that you will regret later. Well, folks, there you have it. Those are my 6 essential things that you need to bring with you the next time that you go to Six Flags Great Adventure. But what am I forgetting? Is there something that you always bring with you when you go to the parks? Write it in the comment section below. Let's help each other out so that we can all have the most successful trip the next time that we go to Six Flags Great Adventure. Hope to see you soon.